And we're rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to That Checks Out with Gabe and Felix. And today we have a very special guest, Mr. Nat Baimel. He's fucking awesome.
Baimel. Okay,
So you're both wrong. It's Baimel.
Baimel.
No,
Damn it.
Okay, I was thinking it was Baimel because when I was looking for your Instagram earlier this morning, and then I didn't remember what he said where I saw him on Thursday, and so I got real nervous. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to type out how it looks. And I was just like, it's Baimel.
That's what Steve told me when he called me, and I was like, yeah, it looks right.
To be fair, the only times I usually ever correct anybody was my 2 album recordings. I'm like, all right, you should probably know how to say it.
Yes.
But since you were arguing over it, I wasn't like, this is going to be a terrible podcast if you're just sitting here arguing over the pronunciation.
No, it's Baimel!
Fight over me.
Oh, shit. You've been a comic for, you've been doing this for 17 years,
17 years, almost as long as you've been alive.
I was about to say.
That's wild.
I was in the kindergarten.
You were a kindergartner when I was telling my first dick jokes in public.
I didn't even know what it was. I had a wee-wee.
To be honest, I still have a wee-wee.
Not a great sweatpant guy.
Me either, but I got the thick thighs.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, we'll leave it alone. Big sweatpant guy.
If I'm being honest, I actually have a very thick penis, and it's a problem. I think, to all of your viewers, having a big dick is the most overrated thing in human history. Every guy wants one. It causes more problems in my relationship than I care to mention. Honestly, like, if I had, like, a dainty French aristocratic penis, my wife would be so much happier. Everyone's like, oh, you see that big expensive car, that big expensive house, he's just compensated for his, like, tiny dick. Like, I would take a tiny dick for a house.
See, I love
How you think I got this house?
Yeah, my little dick.
Exactly.
But if I could take another inch off for another story on this bitch, I would happily take it.
Yeah,
I
right?
love how most people, like, in a relationship, like, yeah, she's not sexually satisfied. You'd be like, oh, you're too small, but you're like, nah, dude, it's too big.
It's too big. It's a problem. This isn't me bragging.
No.
A genuine
It becomes
problem.
a problem. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like, most of the time I say I have a big dick, guys are like, hell yeah. I'm like, no, it's a real issue. Like, it hurts my wife. They're like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because as a dude, you're like, yeah, you're cut out for porn now.
Oh my god, that seems like a terrible line of work.
That sounds awful.
It sounds like, to me, because like, I hear about like all the horror stories of like the actual like shooting of the scene.
Yeah.
Because you're shooting a scene.
Yeah.
It's not like you're fucking, there's a camera there. You're shooting this scene. It's like, oh no, we got to go back and like
And then
go
you have
back
to
to
get
this
fluff.
and hold her leg. Yeah, and some like ugly chick has to play with your cock for a little bit. That's weird to me.
Yeah, I'm good.
I've had too many ugly chicks play with me.
Been there, done that. You ever felt like an Atari?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever felt like an Atari?
I get the reference. I want to see how long Youngin over here.
No, I might be young, but I won one last night.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I had the Pac-Man thingy.
Yeah. Like the ones that you plug into the TV.
And then my mom stole it from me.
Oh, yeah. My mom
they just
stole mine
played
from me too. They played it all
That's
the
fucked
time.
up, dude. Maybe that's why we hang out.
My mom had a Donkey Kong machine growing up, like the old tabletop.
Really?
Yeah, like she had it. Allegedly.
We just passed the arcade coming up here.
Oh
so
yeah, I haven't been
that.
since they remodeled it.
Well, when they put it over there
Moved
by
it, I guess, yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, I mean it's right by my work, so like I drive by it all the time, and I'm a whore for pinball. He gets so sick of me for when I play pinball.
You can lose them for an evening, dude.
I will go, especially if you got some thematic pinball like Halloween or fucking even this. I'm not even a huge Star Wars guy. The Star Wars pinballs are almost always some of the best pinball.
I've never been that much into pinball, but I love anybody who's passionate about anything, so good for you.
It's one of my life goals is to own a pinball machine.
God forbid
you got the room. By the way, everybody who's watching this, I'm sure it's been brought up, but Gabe owns a house. We are in, what is this, the subterranean, like, one of 4 floors you have at this place?
Yeah, I guess technically if you go each flight,
literally lost count of his
Gabe's
floors.
It's a bungalow.
Like,
yeah.
You could fit a pinball machine in here somewhere.
And that
definitely in the bar.
bitch of an ex-wife tried to take it from me, but she didn't get it.
I can tell that's a bit or not.
That's real.
real.
She
That's
took
real.
my ceiling fan.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah!
Wait. Has this story been told on this podcast before? I'm sorry
For sure. No.
But it's
even
still
more
fun. It's funny every time.
Well, can I start it with the part where I come in?
Yeah, sure.
So the very first time we meet, I know it's just when we went to high school, his class had me, but I didn't know this at the time. But he does an open mic at the Looney Bin.
Yeah.
That day, I'm like, hey, here's the list of the mics that we have. Come out, hang out. I like when new comics start. The next day, he goes, yeah, I think I'm getting a divorce. And I was like, wait, am I a homewrecker? Did I do this just to be his friend?
To be fair, I know nothing about your ex-wife. That is very good forward planning on her part.
Yeah.
Because most of the time when I know people who are already in a relationship when they start comedy, it ends in divorce, but like 5 to 10 years later.
Right, yeah,
so
mine was 2 days.
Yeah, so she was just like, I see where this is going. I'm just going to cut this
right
there. Right here.
Dude, I was like, well, yeah, no, so I did my first mic, and then we'd been fighting, and then 2 days later, I was supposed to go out and just be in nature by myself. My therapist told me to do. And so I go out, and that's what I was going out to think about.
Yeah.
But then, like, somehow it came up right before I left for that, and I was like, yeah, no, I think I want a divorce. And she was like, what? I was like, yep, I'm leaving, and just left. Came back, divorced, and then just went all in on all my free time to comedy.
Nice. And the ceiling fan.
Oh, right. So I was on vacation with my family in Colorado that summer. And I was like, okay, you can come get your shit out of my house this week because I'll be gone. And so I don't know what I knew she was going to take shit that I didn't want her to take.
Yeah.
But I was like, everything's replaceable. There's nothing that she's going to take that's worth fighting over. And I got home. And all the curtains in my living room were gone. So, like, my living room's wide open to anybody that just happens to pass by. And I was like, that's not cool. And so that immediately I was frustrated walking in. And then I've got my bags and everything. I walk in to go set them down in my room, and I reach for the light switch, and nothing happens. And I go, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And I look up, there's just wires coming out of the ceiling.
So, at her new place... Does she still have that ceiling fan? Or
I assume so.
Was there a sentimental attachment?
So well, I'm not incredibly surprised that she took it because she was very adamant about someday when we move out of this house, we're taking that ceiling fan because it's a nice ceiling fan. And I told her every time, nah, because the only thing worse than installing a ceiling fan is reinstalling a ceiling fan.
When she said we, she meant her and her daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until it was gone. But so, I wasn't incredibly surprised that she took it, but at the same time, I was incredibly shocked that she would go through the effort of uninstalling a ceiling fan, because I've done it a couple times. It's terrible.
Were you a ring married guy? You wear your ring?
Yeah. I wore the rubber
Is
one.
that a mood ring?
Oh, no, it's, I think,
Solid.
Hawaiian
Cool.
turquoise or turquoise.
Hey, that's pretty cool during Black History Month. Your ring is colored.
Hey, National Emo Day is this month too. And
No,
I mean, like,
no.
we wear a lot of black. So.
No.
Well, yeah, National Emo, of course, they want to take the blackest month.
Yeah. Yes! Just like my soul.
Mom and Dad still don't understand me.
It wasn't a phase! I swear!
All right, so, Gabe, you've told this before. I was trying to remember. You're like late 20s?
Yeah, I'm 27.
27. Like, Kurt Cobain was dead by this point, and you already have a sweet, bitter divorce and a house.
I got a couple months
He's
left.
got no albums but a podcast.
You are so many life steps ahead of so many people I know who are in their 40s. It's truly impressive.
They haven't even hit their first divorce yet.
I know, dude.
And
Like, step it up,
2 more to
baby.
go.
It's also very sweet that you think some of the comedians I know in their 40s are lovable enough to have get to a point where they could get divorced.
The fact that they could get married. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just was like, fuck it. I'm going to restart now.
See, I'm starting to feel that like I'm going to die alone.
Me too.
Well, you're also 22. I didn't even have sex till I was 26. I said this on stage. Did you say it? Oh, wait, no, I didn't say it.
Because I didn't think it last night.
Yeah, I said it last night.
Yeah.
26?
Yeah.
Was that like a choice thing or like a...
It started as a choice and then was no longer a choice.
Okay.
Yeah, I was weirdly religious, but no one like in my family forced me to be religious. I was just like a weird choice I decided to make. And then I got to college and was like, all right, maybe you'll start dating. But then I'm like, oh, I'm really bad at dating. Apparently, when I actively don't date for several years, I miss all of the social cues on how to actually talk to women.
Yeah. I didn't start seriously dating anybody until my first wife.
Yeah, I also had incredibly low self-esteem and didn't understand when people were hitting on me.
Right?
Until after the fact.
We talk about this.
Just had this conversation like 3 weeks ago.
The worst of it was...
Like, she's nice.
Yeah, exactly. The worst of it was I did a show. This was in West Palm Beach. Still a virgin at the time. I remember afterwards, these like two gorgeous girls. One was black, one was Latino. They came up to me. They're like, "Oh, you should come hang out with us. You could be the cream in our Oreo." And I was just like, I have to get out of here. Like, okay, so they leave. My buddy was there. It's like, Nat, I think they want to sleep with you. What? They probably say that to everybody. Like, Nat, do you have to like drive up to Orlando tonight? I'm like, no, I can drive tomorrow. I just chose to do it today. And he's like, Nat, you could have lost your virginity in an interracial threesome. That was like the greatest story of all time.
You could have got a Netflix special on that. That would have been wild. See,
cream in your Oreo.
I was a virgin going into college, and I really, for some reason, college had just started and about 6 weeks in. 21st of September is coming up. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I mean, if it's written in the stars a million miles away, it's supposed to happen to me. 21st night of September comes, this soccer player comes up and we're hanging out. She's sitting on my lap playing Just Dance on the Wii, but just her hand. And so she's like sitting on me and I'm just kind of fucked up out of my mind. And like one of my homies like from across the room is like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know, dude. And I ended up throwing up on myself. I threw up on myself that night, I threw cheese on my face that night, too.
Oh, that's great.
Like
I love
babies.
those. Yeah, I love those
Babies.
videos of people throwing cheese in people's faces.
Oh, yeah.
It's never not funny.
But I was 18 and 320 pounds.
Still would have been funny. It's never not funny.
Yeah, I'll be honest. You talked about The Rock being your father. I'm like, you seem like you could have some Samoan in you.
You know, I wish. I want the tattoos.
I know.
The tattoos are cool as shit.
I get jealous because white guys in the 90s ruined tribal.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is I'd go full forward.
But yeah. Well, that's like doing Japanese traditional too. If you're gonna do Japanese traditional tattoos, you have to just commit to it.
Oh, do the whole back.
Oh, torso. But you do like the open spot down the middle for some reason. Like they do like a blazer.
See, Roman Reigns has the middle part of his, like, right between his pecs. It's right open, and then it goes underneath or whatever.
Oh, and then cut off, like, your pinky just so maybe people think that you are, like, the one planet Yakuza member.
Yeah.
Wait.
Dude, Cody should have cut off his pinky. He probably could have gotten into any gym.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck are we talking about? Chopping off pinky?
The Yakuza, the way they punish people who have disappointed them is they have them cut off one of their fingers.
I wish my mom would have done that to me. Because, like, here's the thing. I got in trouble. I got written up for cussing on the bus as a kid. I said, fuck. I was 7, and she made me drink Dawn dish soap for an evening.
Yeah, I did do that. For an evening?
Well, like, basically, like, 3 or 4 spoonfuls. It was crazy.
Jesus.
And I was over at my aunt's house.
Wait. She let you space it out?
No, I mean, like, it was probably best.
Well, yeah. It's like, well, you're going to drink 3 or 4 spoonfuls, but you can do it at your own pace.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It's psychological warfare with her.
It very much is.
That belongs in the torture museum.
I used to go to therapy, dude.
You do need to go to therapy. I've been saying this.
This is kind of why we started this podcast.
Yeah.
This is the closest.
You were in on this? I just met you. Asshole.
This is literally the only way we can get you to discuss your past and your feelings for an hour a week.
I've cried 17 times on this.
He's cried. One time it was over the Country Bears. That's his favorite movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
Can you at least pull up the picture?
Yeah, I'll pull up the picture.
All right, we're ready. A picture of the Country Bears.
I've been working on a bit for the better part of 18 months.
The last time you did it, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was pretty fucked up that night, and I don't know how I did it correctly. It's potentially the greatest movie of all time.
There's a lot of heartwarming bear movies I realize aren't in my personal zeitgeist because I've been told Paddington is incredible.
Paddington
I've heard
is a
Paddington.
solid-ass
I've never
movie.
seen it.
I've
What's
never
the
seen it.
cartoon one?
Brother Bear?
Yeah,
That's a great movie.
that one. Brother Bear's
That's
fantastic.
that's a great movie.
I think I've seen that one.
Brother Bear's pretty good.
I used to read the Berenstain Bears as a kid.
Yeah, with Too Tall.
I'll just pull it up.
Yeah, I'm trying. My
you're
computer's down.
Nah, but I love the Country Bears. Like,
Was that the one with Christopher Walken?
Yes!
I never saw the movie, but I remember my friend used to just walk around doing an impression of him going, bears.
Yeah. That's the movie poster.
I mean, it's like they gave
This-
life to the
this-
Chuck E. Cheese puppet.
This
That's-
feels
yeah.
like a prequel to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Uh-huh.
It's a great time. It is not, like, honestly, I know it's a stupid children's movie and like a poor children's movie at that, but also it's the greatest movie ever made. Because it's a pure good time. That's all it is.
That's all I want out of entertainment these days.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
a good time.
that's all, because everything's so formulaic now.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, no, I just want to go to a movie and have a good time. Like, I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, that movie fucking sucked."
Like, I watched, like, when COVID first hit, I watched all of the Marvel movies, and all of them are the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I
where
don't
it's like-
watch them anymore.
They land on Earth or find out that they have powers. The middle part is like, all right, let's go get the bad guy. Then go get the bad guy. It doesn't work out the first time. Then the second act is all like, all right, we got to lift weights or whatever.
And somebody's got to overcome something so they can be a whole team.
Like,
unit.
yeah, when my mom didn't hug me after the soccer game, that really hurt my feelings. And then the third act is like, all right, go get him. And you're out in 90 minutes. Like, that's all it is.
So, to be fair, I studied creative writing and script writing in college.
Okay.
Oh, hell
and you
yeah.
also described literally like American
Yeah,
storytelling.
oh,
in
yeah,
cinema.
for sure.
It's not like the Marvel thing that's the hero's journey. There's
Yeah.
like names for every one of those. It's like the first failure, the second
Mhm.
culmination.
It's a
It's,
Pilgrim's
yeah,
Progress.
That makes
It's-
sense. I should have finished college.
it's because when it comes to
Me
stories,
too.
but here's the thing: when you see a story that's out of that structure that we're all familiar with,
Like Pulp Fiction.
yeah,
Mhm.
it can be good, but oftentimes when you see people try it when they don't know how to do a proper structure to begin
Right.
with, it's messy.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I think I have the equivalent of your degree in creative writing because I watched a ton of YouTube videos.
No, to be fair, for everybody listening, if you take anything out of this podcast, everything I learned in college, you can learn online.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I'm lucky in that I got a full scholarship. I was like the
Oh.
last generation in Florida that they had this program called Bright Futures, where if you maintain a certain GPA, they'd be like, all right, we'll pay for your college if you go to school in state.
No shit.
Yeah, so I did that.
Where'd you go?
Went to University of Central Florida in Orlando.
Okay, UCF. Golden
Yeah.
Knights or just Knights?
Yeah, and I mean, it was a fun time and cool and everything, but all the stuff I learned,
Yeah.
I like re-upped by just watching YouTube videos that explained
Right.
it better than my professors did.
Shout out Dante Culpepper.
Oh yeah, he was there when I was going.
Oh,
Who did
really?
you play for?
Yeah, he was
I know
on
he's
Shark
an
Tank.
athlete.
Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. I was like, I
Yeah.
knew he was an athlete, but can't
Because
remember. his
I
sport.
I just watched a documentary about the whole Minnesota Vikings thing, but like he was basically like he was born in prison.
Really?
Then like his grades weren't good enough to go to like he was one of the top prospects in college football or high school football, and like his grades weren't good enough, and like some coach at UCF was like, hey, I'm gonna work with you, make sure you get your grades up, and the handshake deal is that you're gonna go to UCF instead of going to UF or FSU or whatever it is.
That's the Blind Side movie that should have been made.
Oh yeah.
No, for sure.
Oh yeah, and he was adopted by this old lady who adopted kids that were born in prison. Like he has got like a legitimate story. The Blind Side is kind of bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
it was just like he was this kid, and the Blind Side made Michael Orr look like he was special.
Yeah, he looked really fucking dumb.
Like real special.
What'd you do that airbag? I stopped
it.
Whenever Felix and I are driving,
And I slammed.
and he slams on the brakes, he puts his arm out in front of me,
I got you, friend.
and I go, "Oh, you stomped it." Anytime,
I'm dressed up as Michael Orr on like 4 Halloween.
anytime Steve brings up Felix, he says something about Sandra Bullock
Yeah.
lost him.
Yeah, luckily Sandra Bullock didn't steal him. Luckily Sandra Bullock lost him so he could be here tonight. Like, fuck Steve.
Yeah.
Steve's an asshole.
I fucking love
Fuck
Steve.
Steve.
I love Steve.
Steve's cool.
Steve called me.
I would be the tiebreaker, but I still haven't been paid yet. But I get my check tonight, so maybe as soon as that check clears in my account, be like, here's my real
So
estate.
you just,
Yeah,
just say,
Steve rules.
just say Steve sucks or Steve rocks, and we'll edit out accordingly.
It's a choose your own adventure. Click on the link below for Steve Sucks versus Steve Rocks, and we'll do
This is the
30 minutes
podcast
on
we
each.
have when Steve sucks. Here's the podcast we
Here's
have when
the way
Steve
it-
rocks.
Here's the way it goes this way.
It's a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, Bandersnatch.
Oh yeah, that's
That
what
was
it's
the
called.
choose your own
It's a
adventure
fucking
one.
crazy name.
Yeah, it's weird.
'Cause, I mean, I hear bandit, but I also hear snatch. So who's stealing coochie?
Jeff Epstein.
That's all right.
The
Whoa, there you go.
financier.
Financier?
Yeah.
What happened to What do you mean?
Rent free in my head.
That dude was like the head writer on the SNL for a
Long time. Jeff Epstein, the financier?
No, I would have heard about that.
I would have heard about that. No, not the Jeff Epstein I know.
See, somebody did the same thing about or no. Something about O.J. Simpson. Like O.J. Simpson, the Hall of Fame running back?
yeah. O.J. Simpson, the guy from Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby? The guy from The Cosby Show?
America's Dad.
With the sweaters and the flip pops? Doing stupid little dances to jazz music?
I wanted to go even less known people, like Casey Anthony, the Ross Caster.
Oh yeah, she checked me out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, shit. Dennis Rader, the crime scene cleaner-upper guy?
No, he was animal control.
Animal control. Yeah, he cleaned up that crazy dog from the neighborhood.
Yeah, didn't he install your security system?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good dude.
Which is a legitimate conversation somebody's had in this city.
Look, what we're trying to say is everyone has layers.
Ogres are like onions.
Yeah, and so are human traffickers.
What about parfaits? Everybody likes parfaits.
Vince McMahon, the noted wrestling booker?
Vince McMahon, who changed wrestling forever?
The World Bodybuilding Federation guy?
Wait. We're talking about the XFL, right?
Brock Lesnar, the UFC fighter?
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings. Well, I mean football. I mean the Viking from Minnesota.
The Viking from Minnesota.
Like Chris Benoit, the Rabbit Wolverine?
I wanted that.
2004 World
I saw him a shirt the other day, and it was Chris Benoit wanted dead. And I was like, I should get it.
Oh, boy.
I should get it.
That's such a sad time. See, I thought they scrubbed all of his stuff off of Peacock and whatever. But then I was like,
they just don't announce it.
Well, they don't say anything about it, but Kurt Angle had said something about if you erase Chris Benoit's career, you're basically erasing half of mine.
Yeah.
And Kurt Angle's my guy. That's
You love Kurt Angle.
Oh, dude.
Nobody's better.
I remember his debut. One of the funniest things I've ever seen was him against The Rock when he was still doing his I don't understand why people are booing me phase.
He did that in Pittsburgh where he's from.
Yep. And this is actually the match that I remember.
Okay.
He's wrestling The Rock and he's getting booed. He gets on offense. He goes out of the ring. He hits a mic. He says, "Why are you booing me? I was bored 8 minutes from here." The Rock clotheslines him, takes the mic, and says, "It doesn't matter where you were born."
He was so good.
See, the singular funniest wrestling moment of all time to me is I'm just a sexy Kurt.
It's so
I make your ankle hurt. That's one of the greatest things of all time.
So fucking good.
And then also when he's wearing that little ass cowboy hat.
That's my favorite.
And the
Undertaker's tried so hard.
Shit.
By the way, Undertaker, fellow podcaster now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
No, we're
we
not.
thought we were having a Republican podcast.
He's in a way different Republican lane than us.
Dude, nothing is more breaking up your childhood memories than seeing The Undertaker do an ad read for a gambling site.
Oh my god.
Get on down to DraftKings? That's crazy. That's crazy. When I saw him
use code word dead man. $5 vest on your first bet.
6 feet under. Speaking of undies, me undies.
If you're like me, you sleep in your undies, and these will help you rest in peace.
That's the one. That's the one.
Damn it, I was searching for it. I was looking for it. I was like, I'm going to get it before Gabe does it. I did.
No. See, that's the problem. You try when I'm already going sometimes.
Dude, you're halfway there, and I'm like, I'm going to get there at some point.
I mean, Felix and I are essentially the same person.
Yeah.
Just different
I'm black.
vessels.
No.
Yeah, he is black.
Did you notice?
Only because it's Black History Month. Otherwise,
Shout out Dave Grabenik. He acknowledged your Black History Month, too. I'll acknowledge Dave Grabenik. Dave Grabenik's older than Jeremy Rush.
He's our Moses.
Oh,
He's
boy.
so old.
He's our Moses, yeah. I think he built the railroad tracks to get to Wichita.
I don't think he built them. I think he was telling people to build them.
He was telling a certain...
I was going to say, Rabbinic doesn't sound like a very Chinese name.
It's funny because I watched Blazing Saddles last night. Like, God, the movie's so fucking good.
You know, I said the same thing about Breakfast at Tiffany's, dude. But who was doing the Asian face in that one?
Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney.
It is wild when sometimes you'll see something like that just pop in.
Fucking-
It will go very good movie.
Well, I mean, I was going to say in the middle of a good movie, but John Wayne was just Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that's it.
And he was just like, well, we gotta go down to
I
Mongolia.
tell you what, Pilgrim, I'm gonna go get them Mongols and round them up, and we're gonna go fight them.
Dude,
Dude just sounds like he's from Mississippi.
the way that people from Daily Wire are so upset that it's like there's a black Little Mermaid now. I'm just waiting for Ben Shapiro to finance like a Malcolm X movie and get a white actor to play
It'd be a
him.
lot of fun.
That would be so funny.
And to be
so
fair,
much
like
fun.
I would watch it. I wouldn't like it, but I would watch it.
He's the
Would
only.
you watch if the actor was Jewish? Like to
yeah,
make it, to amp it up, turn it up to 11.
absolutely.
Ben Shapiro's making it. So.
I mean, that's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not because no.
So
it goes from Shalom Aleichem.
Just hit the opposite end of the spectrum. Take a black Muslim fella, and just come in with this Jewish guy. That'd be a lot of fun. I might finance it. I
mean, we could do that. That'll be our.
What are you doing tomorrow?
He's probably doing something more important than anything we're gonna do tomorrow.
Getting on a plane?
Martin Luther King Charles.
Oh, he got cancer.
Yeah.
He's got cancer. See, how mad would you be if you've been waiting on this like fantastic job with all the benefits in the world for like 70 years? Your mom finally dies and you can take it. And then like a year in, you get cancer.
Surprise!
Like, I'd be so mad,
So
dude.
here's the thing, this show I wrote for, I made this joke there. The people I feel the worst for are the people who printed the new money with him on it. And now they're like, well, these are going to be collector's items. You don't get that
That's
in there.
so funny.
That's
All
why
right.
I bought the CM Punk action figure. It's
Yeah.
AEW, and like he got fired too fast from there. I was like,
It's like, all
I'm not
right.
making any more of these.
All right, we had this picture of Prince William. We got to fix this hairline. Let's
Just put it back here.
maybe
Just
give,
start at the corners.
maybe give him like the 09 Justin Bieber cut. I don't know.
Yeah, give him a nice little swoop.
Fucking
On the back,
every
it's
white boy in
ludicrous.
America's doing this shit.
I was one of those.
You got whiplash just from fucking with your hair.
I didn't do the swoop thing though. I just always grew mine out because private.
Were you
school told me I
the
couldn't.
the back of the fingers guy?
No, it was just all down.
Oh.
Like skate rat. I don't know. I hung out at skate parks and listened to punk rock. That's what I did.
God, I don't like.
You love me. Shut the fuck up. Look, you played football. I skateboarded. We both had a sport.
I had no sports.
You didn't play any sports ever?
Any sport. Pro wrestling was the only sport I ever followed.
That's good.
I didn't get into pro wrestling until I was 26.
That's so late. Wait,
That's
you've been
wild.
a fan a year?
Yeah, he got me into pro wrestling. We watched the Royal
I made
Rumble
him watch
last
last year's
year,
Royal Rumble.
and I fell in love with Rhea Ripley.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
good person. Yeah, I mean that's directly that's
Yeah.
his genre.
That is 100%.
Golf muscle mommy.
Yeah.
Go ask Reno, dude.
Fuck yeah,
Just
dude.
fucking-
Give me some that sweet and spicy chili Dorito powder.
So wait, what's the match that got you into wrestling? Because I love hearing people's like, not just like, oh, I was like 8 and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
the match.
Yeah.
See, now I was telling you on the ride over here, my mom was kind of an asshole. I was loving that. Kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
She would never like pay for pay-per-views or buy DVDs for me or anything. It wasn't even a match. It was the lead up to Money in the Bank 2011. And then I watched the match a couple years ago with John Cena and CM Punk. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
they like paid this shit off.
Yes.
Like it was worth all of it. And so if we're saying indirectly that match,
yeah, but
so
specifically the original.
the build up to it,
Yeah.
the what's it called,
Pipe bomb.
Pipe bomb, and then like calling John Cena
The New York Yankees.
son as a guy from Boston, he's like, like he's just so cranky. Like that's how much he loves the Red Sox. And he's like, how dare you call me the fucking New York Yankees? Like it's fantastic. So like ever since then, like I go in and out. Like I'll tell you the one match that dragged me out of wrestling.
Out of it.
Dragged me out. I was sitting watching SportsCenter, and SportsCenter goes, first African-born champion, Kofi Kingston, just won at WrestleMania. So I'm like, all right, let's watch this entire summer. I'm going into college. I need something to do because I'm not trying to make any friends. Let's just watch pro wrestling for the summer that I'm at football practice. I think this.
I'm not a professional.
Oh, we can pause it.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, we're good.
But like, I'm like, all right, let's just watch SmackDown as much as possible. Watch Kofi Kingston. Here we go. And then it's on Fox. Brock Lesnar trots out there, 8 seconds later, I'm like, I'm done with wrestling for a while. Then I got back into it like in the pandemic and shit. So
that was
it didn't take too much longer.
And Kofi Mania was a real good time,
Dude.
especially with I think Bryan Danielson might be my all-time favorite wrestler.
Never got it.
Like
Never got it.
he's the one that got me back into wrestling. When I
Yeah.
stopped watching after high school.
Yeah.
Because the match that got me into wrestling was April 1996 in your house, good friends, better enemies.
When I was born.
Yeah, that's how long I've been watching. You
April
dude.
1996.
Excuse me.
That is my actual birth month and year.
I wasn't eligible to be watching it.
Yeah, exactly. You weren't even a side note yet.
No.
God damn.
Just a twinkle.
Yes. So it was Shawn Michaels, champion, defending his title for the first time against Diesel, no holds barred.
Yeah.
I was like in and out of wrestling. My dad was a huge fan. Like I would like peek in from time to time. But then my friends came over one day with a VHS of this match. Like, dude, you gotta see this. And it was a no holds barred match. And
good.
I didn't know that that was a thing you could do in wrestling.
Yeah.
And throughout this match, Diesel power bombs him through a table. I'm like, yo, what? And where I was like, this is the moment where like, oh, I'm gonna love this the rest of my life. Is Mad Dog Vachon was in the front row.
Yeah.
Diesel pie faces him,
Yeah.
rips off his prosthetic leg,
Jesus.
and beats Shawn Michaels with
If
it.
you've ever seen his daughter Luna, like that's a
Okay.
crazy person to do that to.
Yes. And dude, like I didn't know anything about Shawn Michaels or the story or anything. By the end of the match, I was standing up and stomping along with him for those And so I got in like just before the Attitude Era popped off. So it was like before it was cool. But then like when the Attitude Era everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden people were coming to me like, yo, Nat, what's the story?
What happened here? Yeah.
I was like the guy. And then a moment where like everyone kind of got out of wrestling was WrestleMania 17. Austin turned heel, and it was just like
Greatest WrestleMania main event of all time, though.
it was great, but it was just kind of like Like I peeked back in for the invasion. I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like you have WCW coming in, and this is what you're doing with them. Like, it's like, I'm out. But in 2005, my freshman year of college, I guess it was like all of high school. I kind of fell out of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
My friend had a DVD. He's like, hey, there's this new promotion called Ring of Honor. You want to check this out? I'm like, oh, okay. And it was their first show, first main event. Bryan Danielson versus Loki versus Christopher Daniels.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
And I always
Daniels is
dude, he's fucking great. Fallen Angel, man.
Love me.
And I love Bret Hart. I love Shawn Michaels. That was the era I like became a fan in. And that triple threat was just like, oh my god, this is the greatest technical wrestling. And like, wait, this is from 2002. I wonder what he's up to now. Oh, he's the ROH champion at this point.
Exactly.
So I started watching him. I moved to California after college. I saw him wrestle live a few times.
Oh hell yeah!
And I saw his like rise in WWE when he beat John Cena at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I was in Los Angeles.
That's what started. Yeah.
I was there for it.
No.
I saw that shit live. My friend and I hugged each other, then immediately looked away so we didn't have to see each other tearing up at this.
You come so far.
I fucking love it.
Dude, watched him win the world title at WrestleMania, had to retire, came back, the whole deal. He's just a dude. Like
I know he's like a great guy. For one reason, maybe it's just like people find relatability in who they love, and for you, that makes Bryan Danielson makes sense.
Yeah, but looping it all around,
him
as the guy Kofi Kingston beat just made that story just
so much better.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful. That like the big fan powered rise is what got Kofi there. And like, who's the originator of that story? Bryan Danielson.
Did he say, Kofi, you're not meant for this role. You're a B+ player.
Son. There's been I've seen 4 TikTok edits of Triple H saying whatever, basically that, and then Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan at the time saying the same exact thing. I'm like, hey, I don't know if they did it on purpose or whatever it was.
Know what they're doing.
It was, which I'm glad you say that you watched the DVD. The other actually probably been 6 months. I work at a radio station. It's not cool. Fucking stupid. I don't feel comfortable saying that. Fucking hate that place. But I'm recording news and I get done with my work and everything, and I've completely broken the YouTube algorithm of one of my other coworkers who happens to be logged in on YouTube on this computer. And all of a sudden, this match from 1994, AJPW, Mitsuharu Misawa versus Toshiaki Kawada.
Kawada.
These sons of bitches just hurt each other on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'd be like, hey, let's play fight right here, and I just deck you.
Yes.
And they're just like, anyway, that's a 5-star, 8-star match or whatever Meltzer gave it.
Yes.
And it was just absolutely fantastic. For 45 minutes, I didn't do anything but watch that match.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I love, like, obviously, born in 01, so I'm born in the middle of the Attitude Era, and I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah.
And so I've done a lot of research or finding out, and so just fucking love the Attitude Era.
And when I started getting into ROH in 05, when I came back into wrestling, this was when John Cena first became champion.
Yeah.
And it was...
It's after that 05 Ramble.
Yeah, it was just the doldrums of creativity there. Where it's like, there's like bright moments here and there, but for the most part, I'm like, this is a lot of punch and kicking. I don't care for this. But like ROH is great. TNA before Russo like came in and ruined everything. That like you know they had the AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe thing.
I watched that top 10 immediately.
Is the new TNA shit good though?
It's
because they were pushing it pretty
better
hard.
now.
I haven't watched it yet.
See, and you're gonna laugh at this. Whenever Hulk Hogan took over TNA and like they became Impact,
oh yeah,
and they were having their shows on Monday nights.
All 2 months that lasted.
Well, guess what side I was on?
TNA?
Oh yeah, completely bought in. Matt Morgan, they had Mr. Anderson, formerly known as Mr. Kennedy.
Dude.
I was locked the fuck in.
When they brought Val Venus in and he beat Christopher Daniels, I'm like, all right, I'm out. I am out.
Val Venus, who's an asshole on the internet nowadays.
Yes, there's so many ex-wrestlers who are just
ridiculous.
Why aren't all ex-wrestlers far right? It's wild.
It's like no one's as far
like
right.
The Undertaker's a liberal when we're talking about wrestling.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior, QAnon. Full-blown QAnon.
Oh, dude, there's so many like ex-wrestlers who would see Owen Benjamin online and be like, that dude's a snowflake.
They're so passionate about it. It feels like they don't mean to be, but
they don't have anything to do. They're just sitting there like, I was just body slamming anybody today. Anyway, gay people.
But dude, 05, I was into like ROH got me into Pro Wrestling Noah, and I learned about Kenta Kobashi and Misawa and Kenta and Marufuji and all this. I'm just like, watching this come up. And there was this weird thing of like me getting into the indies and then seeing the people on the indies go from the indies to the mainstream. And it's like the closest I've ever come to seeing like a band below rock.
Right.
Because I'm a basic bitch when it comes to music. Like I've Blink-182 and Green Day are like my favorite rock bands ever. Because that's I play guitar and I learned how to play guitar by playing their songs.
Yes!
And so to this day,
I can play
like,
Brain Stew and that's it.
It is like, 3 chords? Hell yeah, that's my jam. As a guitarist, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing with like these complex solos. They're impressive. There's no melody, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I really
doesn't
don't
make me
care.
feel nice.
Yeah, that's where I'm complete music nerd. I love like
you like math rock?
I'm not a huge math rock
like
guy.
Modern baseball?
I love Mobo.
Oh, you like that Midwest team?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I love it. I got a Tiny Movie Parts poster in my fucking bedroom.
How do you feel? Because like Blink-182 during their Skiba era, I remember when California came out. I listened to it once and I'm like, I can't. Because there was like a few songs where they were talking about wanting to leave town, which is, like the pop punk staple of it.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, dude, you're 40 and you have a private jet.
Yeah.
You can leave town like tonight if you want
to. You can
leave
whenever you want.
It just feels really weird and disingenuous. So it's like, I just want like some middle-age angst. Like,
right.
My knee hurts.
AARP sent me my first care package in the mail today.
Oh, I sneezed and my back is out now. I can't bend over.
I had to grow to like the Skiba era.
Yeah,
because
the extended edition of California I thought was good.
It's very good.
9 is trash.
9 had a couple
I love
good
Alkaline
ones.
Trio. This isn't like
Alkaline's new one.
Dude, their closer on their new album is really good.
So good.
Do you listen to any of what we're
talking
about? Not unless I think. Well, so we left last night and went to emo night at Wave. It's just.
I was just hanging out.
He was holding court.
Dude, I got these Mexican Air Force veterans to yell at me, and that was a fun time. Like one guy got real mad because he was like, "So you're from here?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "So you like it here?" And I show him my tattoo, which is our flag and our skyline, no big deal. And he goes, "So you like this shit?" I'm like, "Yeah." all right, bro, you have a good night, and walked away. And this is after like 10 minutes of just bantering back and forth. Like, I just shoot the shit with it. I hang out.
Yeah.
And then after that, he goes, so you from here? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And we go through that. I'm like, all right, whatever. He just walked away, and one of his friends comes back and goes, so what happened? I was like,
I like it here.
I wish I could tell you. Like, I mean,
no idea.
I don't love it here. Like, it's just where I'm from.
It's where I'm from. I like it. I'm proud to be from here.
Like, I mean, I can't not be. It kind of looks like the Confederate flag in my heart.
A little bit. And I also understand why you're not the biggest in a pop punk, because every one of those songs is, I hate this sound, I want to leave.
Well, and I was telling him this, is like, it's a privileged anger.
It very
Oh,
much
for
is.
sure. You know
It's
how
a
hard
very
it is to grow up in
privileged
suburban America, dude?
It's
My
like-
dad doesn't understand, man.
It's like, you can be cranky upstairs, and I'm like, stairs?
Yeah.
Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah.
You can get into some older punk and some more
Yeah.
punk, where they will get into some.
I get down with the Ramones.
Yeah.
Dude.
I fuck with the
The
Ramones.
KKK took my baby away. They're doing that shit in the 70s.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know if this
Yeah.
was a joke or this is a genuine concern that they have.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can't get with, like, she left me. I'm like,
You should
dude, lights are out.
There's a really good documentary called Turn It Around, the story of East Bay Punk. I think Billy Joe Armstrong was one of the producers on it.
Yeah.
And it's the whole story of that Gilman scene of punk, of like Rancid, Operation Ivy, Green Day, Dead Kennedys, and then like how that evolved into hardcore, and just like how they were like discriminated by the police because they were trying to stand up to the man and talk about things that were fucked up in the world.
Yep.
And nobody fucking gave a shit.
I feel like I've already seen this movie. It's called Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I mean,
yeah, but this
I'm
was
making
a
a joke, but like, yeah. it
But
sounds
no,
like
like it's
Oh
that's
no, it's the same sense of rebellion.
yeah.
yeah, no, it's
It's like I remember when I was like really getting into music, it was like middle school, high school,
Yep.
and I was like really into stuff on the radio, and that like made me get into other bands. Like I'm like,
Radio.
no effects, like this is really cool.
no
And
effects. I went to the punk rock museum that Fat
Oh,
Mike put
that's
together.
really cool.
Fantastic.
But like this was before YouTube was a thing, so whenever a band came out, I couldn't like research them. I was
Right.
just buying the thing, so I'd just be at record stores and just see all these bands that I could tell they're punk
Mhm.
from it, and I'm just like, I want to listen to this, but I only have like like enough money for one album. We'll get the one that I know I've heard songs
Yeah,
from
yeah.
instead of this. But now, like, my wife got me on her Spotify account. I'm like,
Mhm.
hell yeah, I'm gonna go and like listen to all these like bands I remember seeing at the store.
Yeah.
And me and my
I know
late
that's a quick
30s,
fast forward of about 20 years.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and
It's
then
like,
me,
I bought that album. Well, then my wife finally got me on her Spotify account.
but now I'm like, it's like this band's like Mist and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. But like, I listen to it now in my late 30s, and all the songs are like you were saying, just like she doesn't like me.
Yeah.
My parents don't understand. Like, I can't relate to this
Because
Yeah.
the
This is,
Descendants
like-
changed everything.
and I'm literally just like, you need to get a fucking job.
Yeah.
That's,
You should get a
Literally
fucking job. There is she
I've-
dragged me to a concert.
I've
so
made him go to a couple shows. We went and
Yeah.
saw All Time Low.
See, I can't get into them. Same reason.
Yeah.
Like I listen to like all this type of newer shit, and,
Right.
or new to me shit. And it's like 20, 30 years old at this point. I'm just like, you whiny little bitch. But then the songs that I
whiny
knew,
little bitch.
but the songs that I knew where they were whiny little bitches, like yeah, but I was a whiny little.
Yeah,
bitch.
exactly. And so like,
So that's
Me, them, same.
so you were
Yeah.
you were a whiny little bitch when NoFX was popping. I was the whiny little bitch when Good Charlotte was popping.
I'm still
Oh,
a whiny little
I fucking
bitch.
love
Which is-
Good Charlotte.
which is
so
also
much.
funny because they were starting to pop like just after I was on.
Yeah.
And like I hated them in high school when I was their target demographic.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, they're nasally and they complain about girls. Like, it's the same shit that Tom DeLonge does. I'm like, yeah, but he's cool.
Now
Yeah,
they're married to
but Tom's
Donald Richie's
fucking
daughter
alien.
and Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
So that is so
That's one of the
wild.
weirdest
And Travis
things in the
Barker is
world.
married to a Kardashian.
Yeah.
Dude.
But that I
It's the
listened to
most
Travis.
okay looking one.
I listened to Travis's autobiography, and like he was friends with Kim back in the day.
Really?
Like, and they pretty much dated, but not quite. And so, like, I guess that was like a hurdle they had to get over too. But
yeah.
like, it's wild that a drummer can be such a figure in pop culture. Like,
Well, it's also strange because he's
I feel the same way
always-
about Flea with the bass player.
right?
Yeah.
Pete Wentz.
Yeah, Pete Wentz needs to cut his hair. I hate his long hair so
Pete
much.
Wentz?
I know.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's half
he
black.
told me that.
Jamaican.
Wow.
Blew my mind.
Way to go, Ashley Simpson.
So, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome for Pete Wentz.
Yeah.
We got one. We got one.
We gave him to you. We're gonna let you hold him for a couple more years, and we'll
Well,
see.
we got the guy from Magnolia Park.
We'll renegotiate. Yeah,
He's black.
yeah, but like he's still ours. We
Yeah.
gave you Pete Wentz,
Oh, yeah.
or his
I'm
mom.
trying.
His mom's nether region.
Yeah, the thing he fell out of was the black community.
Yeah.
You're just yours now.
That wasn't
Oh, two whites.
That was, yeah.
He fell out. Jesus.
Oh shit! But no, I took Felix to a metal show one time.
Dude,
We went
on
and
Monday
saw
night.
August Burns Red.
Dude, you can't be that angry on a weeknight.
Son.
Yeah, I know.
I guess it's a Monday though. That's like if there
It
was
is a
one
Monday.
weeknight to be that mad at, it would be a Monday.
Okay, Garfield.
Yeah. No, I'm an
Go
asshole.
home eat some lasagna, dude.
I don't like lasagna.
Really?
That's a hot take.
I fucking
It's-
love
it's just-
lasagna.
Here's my problem, and maybe it's the same thing with like Mexican food that I have, is that it's all of the same ingredient. Where it's tomatoes, beef, noodles,
Cheese.
and cheese, Parmesan specifically.
A lot. I put a lot of cheese in mine.
Yeah, like fucking weak ass little 23-year-old waiter at
Yeah.
Olive Garden. Fucking
You know you can buy their cheese graters
Yeah.
at Olive Garden.
You buy them there?
You can
Yeah.
buy them there. Have you seen that guy that will go up to his bathroom mirror and he'll be like, "Hey, come closer. You know the cheese
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
Closer."
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, the
yeah.
black dude with the
Yeah.
beard that comes up to
Yes, it's so
Yeah.
high.
He's like 26.
What?
What?
Yeah, he just had. I followed him like not that long ago, and he came out with the videos. Like people are genuinely shocked to find out that I'm only 26 years old.
I had him pinned at like
Well, yeah,
33.
Come here,
Because he gets off like internet dad energy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this guy needs to teach me how to tie a
because
tie.
he knows
Yes.
so many. Yes,
Yes.
which is the legitimate way I knew how to.
That's how I figured it out too. My dad didn't teach me.
Really?
Yeah.
His dad likes to be.
My dad called us 2 weeks ago when we were recording. I go, "Hey, Dad, you're on the pod." He goes, "Man,
I do have something to say.
I can't
Man, I feel
believe
bad.
Toby Keith's dad." I'm like, "That's what you called for 3
This is a
days
guy
after?"
who's had critical stomach cancer for like 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
And every white guy over the age of 53 between fucking
I was more surprised.
Colorado and Missouri is just like, damn.
I was more surprised that he played some shows than I was that he died.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He got the diagnosis and kept going. I saw him, I was watching the Oklahoma football game. He's a big OU guy.
Yeah.
And I was watching one of his, watching a game of theirs. And like, Toby Keith's here and just put the camera on him and he's looked like dog shit.
Oh,
he
in that
looked
picture.
so
Yeah.
bad,
It was
dude.
terrible.
Yeah, he had like pre-veneer Hunter Biden teeth.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
real.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's
Dude,
the
that's
best
the
of-
thing I noticed when I saw like the late pictures of him. I was like, "What happened to his teeth? Like he just started dying and stopped brushing his teeth?"
I don't know what happens.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Actually,
No,
Like,
I
if you
can't-
know you're going to die.
because I can't handle morning breath.
I mean, I'd get over it at
I'm also
some
just
point.
surprised he wouldn't just get veneers. But then again, it's like I'm gonna spend $40,000 on
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's 40 more grand that could just go to my wife and kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
that'd
to
be like-
beating cancer.
I mean, at that point,
Yeah, that's
over.
But again, like if I get the diagnosis tomorrow where it's just like this is it, I'm probably gonna like stop brushing my teeth. Like I'm gonna stop doing a lot of things.
I'm definitely not going to work. I'll tell you.
No, I quit.
Yeah,
I quit. That's your guys' problem.
getting a
now.
death, like how long you're gonna die, and winning the lottery have a lot of the same effects on someone.
Quitting your job immediately.
Quitting
also
your
depends-
job
situation.
immediately.
It also depends on how much you like your job.
That's fair.
I mean, like
I like my job enough to come in like maybe 2 or 3 days a week.
I think
Yeah.
it's more about the people you work with rather than your actual job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because like I work in radio, I host a sports talk show. That's awesome. I love talking about sports, but at the same time, there's like 2 people I'd ever want to see again from my job if I'd never had
Yeah.
to see anybody again.
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna go back in and be like, well, we're gonna keep doing the same thing until I actually drop dead sitting in this chair.
right. It's the people you're gonna make an effort to see again.
Yeah.
Too, because like there's guys that I work with that could call me if I leave, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come down to the bar?" And there's a 50-50 chance that I'd be like,
It's about
"Yeah,
the ones
sure."
you've been drunk in a strip club with.
But like if fucking Brock was, I mean, I'm gonna seek out opportunities to hang out
Right.
with Brock because he's our shop manager and he's become one of my best friends over the last fucking
What
6
is
years.
your job again?
So that's funny. Because Steve called me the other
Why
day.
is it? Hold on. Why is it funny? You're just a welder.
Yeah, but it's what I weld that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Steve called me the other day, and he goes, "Are you building fucking aircraft?" And I go, "No, I'm building cactus. I weld metal cacti and palm trees and Joshua trees and shit.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
It's wild, dude. Like that's
It's a
based
job you
here.
didn't know existed.
I did last night after the show. I met a guy who his job he works in the factory where they build theme park rides.
Yeah, Chance Rides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We talked to him for like a good half hour. It was amazing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I have to like go with the parks as they go to theme parks
Yeah.
around like North
He just
America."
bitching at them. He just bitching at them because of the horses on the carousel ride. They say it teaches kids to treat animals as vehicles or like a tool.
Are vehicles.
Yeah, but like they're saying like, hey, transfer, like take out all the horses and start making like put in a car, put in a this, put into that.
I always liked the carousel with a seahorse.
They probably. I don't think I've ever seen a carousel with a sea. Have you?
Yeah,
I think that's our privilege, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all are going to different carousels now. Okay, I thought it was the water fountains and the pools that were segregated, not the carousels. All right, my bad.
You just get horses, I guess. I don't know.
Damn. I've only known a horse.
This is going to be the new stereotype we learned.
Yeah, black people don't know what carousels are.
Black people like got seahorses.
Wait, you never rode on the carousel with the person? You could ride on the person's back through it?
What color was this person?
Indistinct.
Okay.
It was black and white.
Racially ambiguous?
yeah.
They were in a gimp
Just kind of
costume.
tan. They were in a gimp costume.
Yeah.
That's what you know.
That was ball
I mean,
gag
the
and
skin
shit.
right around the lips.
Where the fuck was this carousel? You know, Vegas Video out there on West Kellogg?
And how old were you there? Oh, I don't know, 9.
I don't know, maybe 9. Fucking wild. My uncle took me. I don't know.
That's crazy. I mean, I've only ever known like a horse or like they have like a...
The bench.
Yeah, the bench,
They have
like
the
a
bench.
three-person...
Oh,
Yeah. But I've never known like a...
Maybe that one was at SeaWorld.
So I know I've seen them.
That'd make a lot of sense.
The seahorse ones I never liked that much because with the horse you get like a nice sturdy horizontal base.
Wait,
Seahorse, you kind of have to like wrap your legs
you
and
gotta
hold
straddle
out.
it.
Exactly, because the saddle it's at like a bit of an angle and it's like just sloped down. You ever feel like you're like slipping, so you gotta like straddle
Just
that.
slowly
I mean,
going down.
unless you work at Michelle's Beach House, you don't really know how to handle that thing.
Wait, so
You
you
just have
made
to like a rear naked choke on the seahorse the whole time.
the co-feet clutch or whatever the fuck Shayna
Yeah.
Baszler does. Did you know Bobby Lashley from Junction City?
Yeah.
Junction City is like 2 hours from here.
Oh wow.
So Bobby Lashley, he was
He
like
claims
born there.
Colorado, though.
He's a military brat.
Yeah,
So
because Fort Riley's out.
Jonathan Coachman from here worked at a news station.
Okay.
Yeah,
Finn Balor and him have the same birthday.
I was doing more location things, but that's fine.
Yeah, but that's
fine.
just one of those things you always say.
I thought you were about to say Finn Balor from Kansas. That accent completely fake.
Completely fake. It's like the Johnny Depp
The
thing.
gimmick's fantastic. He's doing a hell of a job.
I'm in a judgment night.
Oi, oi, mate. I don't know how to do an Irish accent.
Oi, oi.
Hey, is that, what do they say?
I mean, that's something like
Oi,
Dropkick-
oi, man.
Oi is like Dropkick Murphys shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what are they? What are drag Are they Irish?
Sure. American.
British, but it's more
I know, but like
Look, it's like
Irish.
Boston.
Yeah.
They're Irish Americans.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm not that far off.
No.
But it's more of like a punk rock thing.
Ah, I just got my white people.
Yeah,
mixed up.
oi. It's big
It's
as
also
like
more Cockney British.
it's old British punk and ska picked it up. Dude.
Picked it up, yeah.
Pick it up.
You ever see Band Slam? That's a great movie.
Dude, he's not that young. I
Band
doubt he
Slam.
was watching Disney Channel original.
It wasn't
movies
Disney
when
Channel.
he
That was an MTV movie.
Was it? I
It
thought
was
that
an
was
MTV film.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Maybe like Nickelodeon, but like it was
with
that
Vanessa
umbrella.
Hudgens.
Yeah,
That was Nickelodeon.
and one of the Machaka sisters,
I don't know.
Allie and AJ.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
This is way after my Nickelodeon time.
I mean, I guess I
It's
didn't
more
write
like
out-
Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, dude, Pete and Pete.
Oh, dude.
So formative.
My mom said something about Cat Dog the other day.
Cat Dog fucking
God.
ruled. My mom would never let me watch it growing up, and I don't know why.
I think she asked a legitimate question. Like, I think the picture of Cat Dog came up, and she goes, "So how does it poop?" And I think everybody's been asking that question forever because it's just
I've never given that enough thought. You
I don't know.
what?
Maybe it's just a hole on the back that you never see.
Yeah, that
for
was
both of them.
That was like a reverse human centipede going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just Oh God,
You maybe
I-
have, like, a
dead end
little-
street.
I don't think I'm going to make it to the show tonight. I got a lot to ponder now.
Where's Gabe at? I mean,
You know
we
what?
started
That's
talking
the
about
end of
Cat Dog and we lost him, dude.
More time for
How
me.
the fuck does that thing shit?
I mean, I think the hardest part of this entire situation is getting Jeremy how to
Jeremy, to what?
figure out how to say your name correctly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, bechamel sauce. Come on. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty funny. I like the kid. You know?
Yeah, that material pretty brave for a French guy.
And shit.
It's shit. Fixes his baseball cap.
I don't know, man.
And then he goes one time, like 6 months ago, and I've known Jeremy for almost 3 years at this point. He just pulls off his hat and goes, "You didn't know I was bald." I was like, I knew for a fact. Like, I mean, I knew you wear a hat 99% of the time, but at the same time,
Like, there's no hair peeking out from under that
exactly.
hat.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
that dumb.
Yeah, I don't think you're just hoarding it all up.
There's
in
our
there.
shrine to him.
That's one of them. That's the other.
That's one of our shrines to
That
Jeremy Rush.
one down there, too.
And his second appearance on the bottom is all those blue moons.
The first time Jeremy Rush came on this podcast, he pulls up in a Suburban, and he drives a Silverado. So we were like, oh, Jeremy must have got a new truck. Until he got out of the back seat. we were like,
and then got his own cooler out of
and
the
then
back
pulled his
seat.
cooler out of the back seat. We're like, you Ubered here? He's like, yeah, I already had a few beers at home, and I got more here. Second time he comes on, dude sits there, pulls a Blue Moon out of his cooler, and he goes, hey, Gabe, do you have a cutting board? I go, why?
No, I think he asked for a knife.
No, he goes,
He
do you
asked
have
for
a knife? And I go, yeah, why? And he pulls an orange out of his fucking cooler.
And the
like,
cutting board of his own that he brought.
and the Blue Moon glass. It was like, because I brought some oranges for my Blue Moon, because I like oranges with my Blue Moon.
I mean, if you're gonna be alcoholic, at least be a fortunate one.
He's affectionately
Come
known
with all
as
the
Drunkle
utensils.
Jeremy.
He's the king of Southside Wichita.
he is.
Like, basically, like, that Jeremy Rush is the best that Southside Wichita has to offer.
For sure. That
Like,
and
he's number one. Him and Megan.
and
Megan
Johnny
Southside.
Faith, even though he's not from here. We've been going to indie pro wrestling on the south side of Wichita, which is notoriously white trash.
We traveled the furthest to be
For
Yeah.
from here.
sure.
How far of a drive is that?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Bro.
I think most people walk.
Basically, where I picked you up at, not where I picked you up at, but like basically that time to get
Yeah.
Yeah.
from there to there, and we got there to there. And
That was the furthest distance anyone came to see this.
Yeah.
Everybody either lived in that neighborhood or like in the next one over, the next trailer park over.
Alright. What was the best, worst gimmick that you saw from the indie wrestlers there? Because I love a really, really
The kid that
really
runs
indie
out
show.
barefoot
He's trying to pull off like the whole caveman or whatever it is, like the Taz thing. Or
might have Down syndrome.
like he's like a 5'7", 280-pound Umaga.
Yeah,
with
pretty
none of
much.
the face paint.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Yeah."
Kid's got a mean chop.
I'm a big fan. He had a mean ass chop.
Yeah.
Dude hit that shit. And I was like, but Johnny Faith.
Johnny Faith is pretty.
He's become a bit, but like he's an Army veteran, but like he's made his whole thing about being an Army vet. But like
Yeah.
he wasn't any of the ones that like were doing any of this high level thinking. He's like, go check that bomb out. That's what Johnny Faith was. And I'm one of the biggest fans of this gentleman here.
He fucking rules. And I put a G at the end of it because I'm stupid.
It's still right there.
Yeah, see this Johnny.
This guy,
This guy.
it's one of the funniest
The,
fucking
like
things.
So the wrestling is at the Osage Rec Center.
Come
is
on
what
down
it's
to
called.
the
And
Osage
on
Rec
one of his
Center.
promos that he did, he goes, "Come on down to the Osage Rec Center."
But they're
That's
it's
awesome.
just like a phone video. Like if I were like, all right, Nat, cut a promo here.
Yeah.
It's basically that, but what he refuses to do is make eye contact with the camera. Like he'll be right, like camera's
Yeah,
right. He'll
dude,
be
this
like,
is him.
yeah.
Yeah, alright. Are you able to put this on the feed, or do I need to describe this guy?
No, yeah,
No,
it's showing now. I put on
Oh,
screen share.
Incredible.
Dude,
Yeah.
second generation wrestler because his grandpa was. His dad was.
He's not good at like generational math.
Yeah.
Second generation veteran, too.
Wait, what's this? What does he have the K-State logo on there?
That's
KWA.
probably, yeah, that's,
KWA's in Salina.
yeah, that's what I was like. I think that's up.
I haven't heard good things about KWA either.
Dude.
We watched them win the
we
championship.
watched him with that fucking belt.
We also watched a women's ladder match.
Also, what is that hairline he has?
Yeah,
hairline?
it's
What
the
are you talking
widow's
about?
peak, ultimate widow's peak.
He looks like he's starting to grow out like the devil's horn, so he can be in a Misfits cover band.
He's entering his heel era.
Yeah. Like when Cody dyed his hair black, we're like, oh, here we go.
I gotta find that fucking video though.
The video has to be before where you saw that title belt at because we watched.
Yeah. And it was before.
Wait, scroll back up like 2 posts.
Dude,
one.
We missed that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love an indie guy with a gut who's in his like late
Dude,
30s. That means they're gonna be good at what they do.
This one's probably good.
Transmission.
Yeah, his battle buddies.
In 1 week.
All right, so he's got the teeth for it.
He's like from South Carolina or Georgia or
Georgia,
something.
Yeah, he's got that late Toby Keith teeth.
Late Toby Keith teeth. Wait, I've never heard that.
On 16 December, the American hero Johnny Faith finally graces the Heritage Wrestling Alliance battlefield when I take on Bodie for the
I like how much he pushes his mouth out.
Championship.
I also like how Bodie enunciates.
Wrestling ring.
And it's so funny too because he's face, but like he has that heel cadence.
Oh yeah.
He's a face?
Yeah. Oh no, he's an American hero.
I mean, we're joking around about it now, but like somehow, some way, he finds a way to get you to root for him.
Yeah.
Yo, he looks like he lies to teenagers to get them to enlist. This is
For sure, dude. He looks like the guy that lied to me.
HWA, I cannot wait to grace your battlefield. Rutherford, North Carolina. And
Rutherford sounds so made up.
Dude, I'm going to text my wife right now. I can't wait to grace your battlefield. Oh, he's got the military tattoos and everything.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, he's
wearing a bulletproof vest in the ring.
Yeah, with it's a plate carrier with no plates in it.
Just
fades out.
I don't mean to get political, but that promo proves that our government does not do enough to help our veterans. The fact that an American hero has to fight in front of 18 people for a hot dog
in a rec center.
He's an American hero.
An American hero.
Jesus,
laid his life on the line for us.
He could have died for this country, but he has to resort to independent pro wrestling in what, Rutherford?
No, it was Rutherford Ton.
For a hot dog and a handshake, which is more than Uncle Sam gave him.
I got free health insurance, so this hot dog's not going to kill me.
Oh my God. That's good.
Jesus Christ.
That's really good.
But yeah, he's
Army versus Navy, goddammit. Army,
Go Army, baby! And he calls all his fans his battle buddies.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God.
That's a great time because we're in it with them.
We are battle buddies.
I'm trying to find. I want to see the video that got us to go.
I know, dude. It's so fun. It's coming up for sure.
This is all right. How long has he been wrestling for?
Oh, he's at least 43.
Yeah,
because I remember the jankiest indie show I ever went to was in Simi Valley, California. It's like 10 years ago at this point. Some wrestling school had their graduation show. So they had some like vet-ish type people, but half the people on the show, it was their first match in front of fans.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And he has big energy of that in terms of gimmick. Because there was one guy I saw, I'll never forget, he was in his mid-40s. And he did this as like a bucket list item. He always wanted to do a match. And his gimmick and name he chose was Whiskey Fist McGillicuddy.
That rules.
Whiskey Fist McGillicuddy.
And I'm like, this is the greatest gimmick. We're
getting close because that's
what we saw.
Yeah, so we're getting close.
So is he like?
This is it.
Because the show was on 9/11.
Yeah.
First day I ever got paid to do comedy was on 9/11 too. Yeah, this show was, or was it like Veterans Day?
It was Veterans Day.
Okay. Is Veterans Day very far away from 9/11?
Yeah, I think it's like October, November. Yeah. Because they're always at the beginning of the month.
Wait, hold up. We're actually seeing 9/11 footage right now.
Yeah. This is how his promo starts, dude.
Just
it's like when John Cena announced to the world that Bin Laden was dead.
But like, cheap.
Yeah.
I'm glad you find this as interesting as we do. I'm I'm glad you find this as amusing.
Oh my god!
It's like firefighters.
And then it's
Healthcare
pictures of him.
professionals. This stumpy guy.
It's pictures of him in front of military vehicles that he detailed because he definitely didn't drive them.
I served among many heroes, some that are still living, and some that are watching from the best seats.
Yo.
In the house.
Yo, us laughing at dead veterans is somehow more respectful than you.
There's his grandpa. One of those is his grandpa.
Taught me to never give up, never quit, never accept defeat.
Yo.
Nice senton.
He looks so unathletic that when he's actually doing a high flying move, he's like, oh, he's just doing a mid-air taco shit on them.
Yeah.
Not only for myself, but for other veterans out there, past and present, who laid.
Yo, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers, like, yo, I'll let everyone know how I used to say, please don't, like,
Everybody
repeat this.
remembered Johnny Faith, so he's not forgotten here.
He signed off his faith out.
Yeah, dude.
It's great.
I am coming.
I'm
He
coming.
just made it serious now.
Wait.
Kansas to make 9 other men casualties of war.
There were definitely 19 other men in that match, too.
The Veterans Day Rumble.
Dude, I'd just be afraid to, like, stand next to him. The way he talks, he'd, like, for sure accidentally kiss you on the cheek.
For sure.
Armed Forces veterans past and present.
He's like 5'5".
To the
I can tell.
Come on out to the Osage Rec Center.
Like, the worst thing he could have done is film this in front of a fence, so we actually have
I
a
know.
unit of measurement to see how
Wait,
quick
is
he
he sitting
is.
down? I don't know.
Like, he's too old to realize, like, yo, green screens aren't that expensive anymore.
Like, he might as well just hold a banana next to him for scale to show just
Yeah.
how short he actually is. Like, yo, that banana was huge next to him. It's like, that's a
He had to
plant,
hold that
baby.
banana with 2 hands.
Have you watched the documentary on Max about micro wrestling?
I know it exists, I haven't seen it.
Fantastic.
I just saw a video of it on TikTok today, and the one with the fucked up knees, his girl, I haven't watched the thing yet. but I
Wait,
know she
Ivar
was
the
like-
micro?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
horny as fuck,
But
dude.
dude, he takes his girlfriend, who's not regular size, she's like 6 foot. Like,
Yeah,
for a
she's
woman,
tall
that's
as
tall.
fuck.
And they're like some arcade or something, and he's licking ice cream.
Dude,
If you're gonna be in a relationship with a normal sized person that's a midget, you can't just be licking ice cream because you look like a child.
no.
Other than the mustache.
You know
But-
what's better than that? Is when she took him to go ride go-karts, but he's not tall enough to drive the go-karts, so he gets the one with the fake steering wheel.
No.
And they put a GoPro on the front of it, and you just see him having a fucking blast. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I haven't even finished this part. They go up to this bar table, and he goes, "Uppies, baby," and she goes, "And six
Yeah!
bars."
Yeah. No, so he has brittle bone disease. And so
And he's a wrestler?
no, so he's
Well,
their
he
ring
wants to
announcer.
be.
He's their ring
Oh.
announcer. So while they're all training and shit, he's riding around in a Power Wheels car around the ring, just like
Hey, that's rude. Don't say Hot Wheels. He's not
I
that
said. No,
little.
it's a Power Wheel.
He's not that little. It's not
Power.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, I didn't say Hot
You
Wheels.
said
I said
Power.
Power Wheel.
Oh,
With
am
the
I just
12
saying
volt-
Hot Wheels?
You
Am I
just
being the
said
asshole?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no Power Wheels. They
My
have a
bad.
12 volt battery. Most people had like a Barbie Jeep or something. But he's
Yeah.
got like this go kart looking one. He's ripping around the ring, and then he pulls up to the guy that owns micro wrestling, who's normal size, and he goes, "Hey man, it's my dream, man. I really want to wrestle." And the owner's like, "You'll break.
Yeah.
Like you have brittle bone disease. One slam and you're done."
Like,
He's like-
taking bumps is what we do.
He's like, "No, man, it'll be fine. I've got this. Like, I can do it." And then the owner's like, "Okay, sure."
Oh my god.
Just like out of the blue,
Wrestling promoters are the worst human beings.
they're so
They're
bad.
so scummy.
Alright. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this before we finish up. Top 5 favorite comedians of all time.
Oh yeah, you
That
Mount
was-
Rushmore.
All time. All right. No,
Mount Rushmore plus a
Oh yeah,
no particular
Mount
order.
Rushmore plus who's the other?
Statue of Liberty.
No, who's the other
Yeah.
statue at Mount Rushmore?
Sam Houston.
No, it's a native. I think.
The native fellow.
Well, it's one of like the big chiefs.
Geronimo Stilton.
It's not Geronimo. It might be Geronimo actually. It might be
I was
Geronimo.
being open.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore plus Geronimo. Until
Alright.
we figure it out.
I feel like you should clarify that just in case you're being racist.
Plus the Geronimo, or the statue, the other one that's over there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah. All right. top 5, no particular order. George Carlin, Chris Rock, Daniel Tosh, Joan Rivers, and Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, hell yeah.
Joan Rivers.
I can
Have you seen
honestly
her
say
stand-up?
I've never
girls are
gone.
Yo.
Girls can be funny?
Dude, she was...
Actually, the funniest person I know is a
Yeah.
woman.
The funniest person in Wichita is a lady.
Dude, she was brutal. And her economy of words was insane. She was just rapid fire. And she was so fucking edgy. And she did not let up. Like, if you... I don't know where I saw it. It might be on some streaming service. Just go out of your way to find it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a documentary on her right before, like, her big research before she got it. It was called Piece of Work. It was before she did Celebrity Apprentice and her roast. And it was like her kind of like trailing off in her career. She was anxious. She's like, look at my calendar. It's empty. This is anxiety for me. I don't know what to do. And they're just like following her around. There's like people getting offended at her jokes. And she's just like yelling at them and shit. She had a special on HBO, I want to say it was. Mm-hmm. The joke of it was she starts like, I'll get into my act in just a second. But first I have to say about this. And then she would just like go on all these tangents about different things. Like, I did this for I'll get into my act, I swear. Then she finishes, and as the credits get done rolling, she's like, sorry, I'll do my act next time.
So I this week started listening to this book, The Comedians, Drunks, Thieves, Scoundrels, and the History of American Comedy.
Yeah.
So it's a full history. Like,
when you log in on your
okay, it's on my Amazon, so you have my Prime and everything.
I have Prime.
Yeah, but you have mine and all the movies I have too. But they just got to the Joan Rivers part about how hard it was for her to get booked at the beginning because she was too edgy. And so like I'm just
first she's a woman.
Like kind of towards where I'm at in the book is like kind of towards the end of the Lenny Bruce era. Like he's still a prominent figure, but they're moving into.
See, I watched that show. I'm Dying Up Here.
Oh yeah, I listened to the book.
I need to do that. I listened to Ralphie May's book, and then like 3 weeks later, I hear Joey Diaz on a podcast. Like, that's all bullshit, brother. His wife wrote that. I'm like, all right. But
I need to check her out. I knew she was a comic
because like for the longest time I only knew her as the
Fashion Police lady.
Fashion Police lady and like hawking shit on the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah.
And that's all I knew her from. And then, you know, like I knew she was a comedian, but it was always just like, like corny shit.
Right.
And then you see her stuff and she's doing like 9/11 jokes.
Yeah.
Blind people and shit. It's wild.
Damn.
And it's not like she was doing like stuff like that back in the day when she was like really pushing it.
Yeah.
She was just a crazy bitch. And also, she has my favorite roast of all time at Comedy Central. Like Gilbert Gottfried.
I need to watch her.
I need to watch more roasts. Period.
I've watched a bunch of them.
I don't like roasting as a comic.
I don't either. It makes my hands just start like sweating thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because like,
have you ever done stand up before? Like, this real quick. We go to Kansas City. I get booked on a show. I'm like, hey, give him a guest spot, and we go up there and we're sitting in the green corner. It's not even a room.
God, I thought about that.
It was so hot back there.
So
it was honestly like the size of this, but like 5 more people fit between.
It was the hottest week of the summer. We just had come from a Waffle House that the heater was out at, or the AC was out at, and it was the most Waffle House experience you could have ever possibly had. The waitress took off her shirt at one point,
just in bra,
just like
not a hot waitress. It's a Waffle House waitress.
Yeah,
just too large, like a double H cup, and everything else is also double H.
Yeah,
so it was not like ooh, she took her shirt off. It was like
she took her shirt off. And then this like 13-year-old kid comes in, and we're sitting right next to the register, and he tells both of the ladies working his entire life story.
Within 5 minutes, the kid goes, I don't have any friends. And we're like, damn. This waffle is so good
nothing better than a hot hash brown pallet in a heated building in the middle of the summer.
In Liberty, Missouri. But we're sitting in that green room or whatever.
Yeah.
And I turn over to one of the comics who ended up being my favorite comic of the night. And I go, so when you're on stage, just trying to make conversation. When you're on stage, how do you like to hold the mic? Is it like a top, middle, bottom, corded? What? I just want to have this little niche ass conversation that only comics have. And he goes, wait, have you ever done stand-up before? I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to do 20 for the first time I'm ever doing stand-up. But it was just one of those things where, so, like, how do you like to hold the mic?
It's comedian small talk. It's like, whether how do you like to hold the mic?
Yeah. It's like, what do you do with the stool?
Do you prefer low ceilings or like medium height ceilings?
Best venue you've ever performed in.
Oh,
he's gonna say comedy works in Denver.
I've actually never done
comedy works
in Denver. No, I've done other stuff around Colorado, but never there. Best club I've ever done was probably Comedy on State in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've heard good
Matt,
things about it.
I recorded my first album there.
Oh, hell yeah.
And there's like a lot of other really good clubs, but as far as a club that size, that does everything as well as they do, like their open mic night is sold out every week, and it's real people coming.
Cool.
And it's like a 200-person venue
In Madison, Wisconsin.
It's like
not New York, LA, Chicago. Like
downtown Madison's cool as fuck.
Though. Yeah, it's right by the college. It's a bunch of like college.
It's over by which is right by the Capitol building, right? Because I did an art show up there for work once, and I was just like, "This place is
Capitol."
Cool. No,
Madison.
I was here masturbating January 6th.
I was in a warehouse, but yeah.
So like the joke I do, they saw me do last night about like city halls and everything.
Yeah.
The seed of that was planted over 10 years ago when I went to the Capitol, like city hall of Madison.
Yeah.
Because I was walking around and it's just this like gigantic complex. It's gorgeous. And then
it's really cool.
Yeah, and then I realized like this was paid for with tax money.
Right.
The people who work here decide how to spend tax money.
Yeah.
And
why are we writing about this shit?
Yeah.
They're really saying like, hey, we don't have any money in the budget for education or healthcare. They'll feel, excuse me, we have to reupholster this marble tapestry of Ronald Reagan riding a Pegasus. Go back to your poor lives, you little shits.
It's so
I feel like I need tell AI to put that together. But like it's almost like I guess it's like the same idea as like these cathedrals and stuff. Like I mean, maybe not like overseas and everything, but like basically you put your money in the offering plate, and then all of a sudden new stained glass is going up. So similar idea. That's crazy. I guess I never realized that.
Nobody talks about it. Like I really in my act like bring it up. Like I'm still like flushing out the joke.
Yeah,
but it's just that thing of. Why are we like the description I have? If you've never seen a city hall, is it looks like what if the Vatican was designed by the people who made the Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah,
right.
It's just this like level of like class and gaudiness.
I mean, in Wichita, it's a black cube. It's just a black building with just straight windows.
Which I'll respect. It's like all right.
But then the courthouse is really cool.
The courthouse is cool. But the state capitol's bullshit.
But does it need to be?
It doesn't
need to be.
If anything, I'd rather it be the most plain building possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I need it to be like people are going in and doing what they need to do and leaving as soon as
I don't want those people to feel like they work at a cool place.
Yes. No. And here's part of my argument as well. During COVID, all of that shut down.
Right.
My wife and I got married during COVID because we were engaged.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah, we were engaged for over a year, and we had our wedding date. It was like, well, fuck it, let's just keep our wedding date and get married on the day anyways. So we went to some like pop-up trailer to get our marriage license. And as we did, like, why can't we just do this all the time?
All the time.
All the time. And all of the city council people, they just work from home. It's like, why don't we just do this shit?
Yeah.
Like, you can literally use these buildings to, like, house the homeless, do
they
anything
only meet
else.
once a week. Like, our city council only meets once a week. And it's Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Other than that, they just go back to do what they do.
I also found out marriages that happen at City Hall, you know, like, just like government marriages and everything. I researched this. It varies place to place, but on average, you're allowed to invite some witnesses, you know, like wedding party.
And like some are necessary.
On average, 9 is the cap off. And for me, it's like, fuck you. I paid for this shit.
Right.
I'm going to invite people I don't know. I'm going to pull out like a Facebook ad and be like, everyone can
come to Nat's wedding.
Yeah. This is the Capitol. You're allowed to storm.
Oh, that's crazy. I guess I've never been married before.
You guess?
Yeah.
Is that to go back through the old Rolodex up there and be like, ex-wives? Nope, none of them.
I mean, I've only been having sex for like 2.5 years, and then I'm taking a break.
We're leaving last night, and he goes, I want to touch boobies.
I was
I was like, it's time to go, huh? Because I was fucking leaving the universe. I was like, I want to go home. And then he looks at me and he's doing this, and I go, are you ready? He goes, I want to touch boobies. And I was like, yeah,
that's 100% what I did. See, like I can usually maintain not showing my autism for the most part.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I hit the cliff, it's straight the fuck down as fast as possible.
This week it's been a little elevated because we all found out you know a lot of state senators.
Not state.
That's literally
US
also
senators.
how I met you the other day.
Yeah.
Like, you came in and said, name a state, I'll tell you their senators. And I was literally just like, this dude's autistic.
That's like when I was playing baseball.
And then when you came up to me like, hey, I'm Felix, I'm autistic. I'm just like, you just said I'm Felix.
It's like,
Because I show up and you guys are all there.
To be fair, if that hadn't happened and this is like you bringing it up for the first time, I would have said like you're like the Blade of autistic people. You have like all the strengths, none of the weaknesses. I can look you in the eye as I tell you like the state flag.
Cindy Hyde-Smith, Junior Senator from Mississippi.
I mean, it makes me think when I played baseball growing up, there was one kid that had an autistic little brother, and he would take people's car keys and be like, is that your Chevy over there? Just by looking at all the keys and figuring them out. Like, someone says California, and you say fucking whoever.
LaFonza Butler and his gentleman took over Kamala Harris. I can't think he's a Hispanic. You live in California. You should know this.
It's hard to keep track. We lost Dianne Feinstein. Rest in peace. Dude,
We're back.
She refused to step down. Fuck her.
She was 95 years old and like, I'm going to keep voting. That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty wild.
We don't let people drive.
Biden was trying to like get some judges passed. They needed her vote. Instead of just having someone sub in for her, like, we'll just wait for her to come back from her. They said it was like shingles. Like, you had a fucking stroke. Like, you're going to die. And she did.
Mitch
Cool breeze
McConnell.
can knock your ass over. Mitch McConnell.
Oh yeah, man.
Dude. Mitch McConnell.
He does that shit my remote does when I know the batteries are running out.
Yeah!
Somebody just smack him real quick. Like, ah!
He's just got a
Would you
person
trust-
with the fly swatter on hand all the time.
Would you trust your computer or Mitch McConnell to answer a question fast?
My computer, for sure.
Also, honorary mention to favorite comedian Stephen Wright. One of the most brilliant jokes I ever heard is I went to my uncle's funeral. I saw him in the casket. Then I remembered batteries and thought maybe he's just in the wrong way.
Turn around in the casket and just. Oh shit!
Fucking Energizer Bunny, work it, baby!
Nobody touch him!
Yeah, no, I have like some friends who are on the spectrum who like their memory for certain things. It's like stuff that's useful, but like I don't know if I'm the spectrum, I've never been tested or anything, but mine was always wrestling.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I used to be the guy who like knew wrestling facts. I don't know if I still am as good at it today, but I used to be able to list every WWF champion from its inception up until like I stopped watching it around probably like 2001ish when it started getting a little too complicated.
I thought it was gonna be cool if I could like name every Royal Rumble winner.
Oh, I could probably do that.
That's not that hard because there's only like 30 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like I could do that pretty solid. Like the early days are hard.
Go, like, was it 88 was the first one?
88. 88.
88.
Big John Studd. 89. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yep. 90 and 91.
Hulk Hogan.
Yep. 92.
Ric Flair.
Best one ever.
Yokozuna.
Ric Flair has a Snapchat channel.
Oh no!
Hold on, I'm really excited. I got through the hard part.
Yeah.
I got through the hardest part.
94.
94. Lex Luger and Bret Hart.
Yep. 95. Entered at number 1. First guy to do it.
Shawn Michaels.
And
he went back to back.
96.
So he's
as well.
96.
97.
And 98.
Yes.
No.
95, 96 was Shawn Michaels. 97.
7 and 98.
Also went back to back.
Yeah, sitting on the turnbuckle, looking at his watch.
So
Stone Cold Steve
he
Austin.
didn't make it at
Austin.
WrestleMania because he was eliminated, but they didn't see. He came back in.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then that's when him and they have the double turn with Bret Hart too. That WrestleMania 13.
Yes, sir. 99. They're gonna have to scrub this one from history now.
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon 2000 is The Rock.
but technically Big Show.
Technically the Big Show.
We saw Big Show recently.
Dude, he was they had an AEW show here. Dude can't go up the steps.
He can't walk.
It's sad.
hard.
I saw a clip of him at the Jericho Cruise. It's even worse.
Him and Jericho together are both.
Jericho's all bloated, but somehow still has like the lines for a six pack. It's weird.
That's one of my favorite things.
That's man contouring.
Yeah,
It's the one that
just with colored
tells
pencils
how you're
every
built
night.
like Chris Jericho, just not which era of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
All right, so 2000 was The Rock. 01 was back to Stone Cold, only 3-time winner. 02 was Triple H. 03,
I watched this one live.
Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
04 was Chris Benoit, redacted as well. 05, I mean, if we're being real, they both hit the ground at the same time, so nobody won.
Which
but
is
that's
also
fine.
my favorite Royal Rumble story because it was so perfect.
Just
And then you
both
find
same
and then you find that wasn't meant to happen.
And
Yeah.
they
That was
tried to
just
do
a
it in 94.
botch. That was just a botch. That was
Dude.
over, and then Vince comes out, blows both of his quads,
Both
and just
quads.
sits down and angrily yells on his tuchus.
Both quads. That is crazy. So 05 was that. 06, rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio.
Yes, he did it for Eddie.
Yes. 07, greatest final two of all time, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Or also Undertaker won. 08.
Yes, that was 07 Undertaker won. 08,
Wait, Mania 24.
so the guy who won didn't main event.
Okay. It's John Cena.
It's John Cena, the miraculous return.
It was John Cena 3 months back in Madison Square Garden, short ramp. Yeah.
Yep. People popped, they were surprised and happy to see him, then they
And it's
realized
like,
he was winning. They're like, oh, fuck.
John Cena sucks. 09, Randy Orton. 2010. Oh, this should be easy. Edge. Now, this is where it gets a little hard, too. Because these are bullshit winners.
So 2011, I actually watched this with a bunch of indie wrestlers,
Okay.
and it was a fun time had by all.
2011.
It was the biggest Royal Rumble they did. That was with
Alberto Del Rio. They did 40. Yeah.
Yep.
Then Sheamus after that. 18-second match with your boy Daniel Bryan Danielson. First match of WrestleMania.
Dude, that was
Kisses AJ Lee.
straight up Obi-Wan Kenobi moment. Like, strike me down if you must. It will only make me more powerful than you can imagine.
Okay. 2013. That's John Cena again
Yep.
to
So,
go get the Rock who
twice
was the
in a
WWE.
lifetime.
Yeah, twice in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime, everybody, until we want to make more money next year.
Yep.
So that's 2013, 2014.
People
You
booed
graduated
Rey
high
Mysterio
school.
at number 30. They wanted Daniel Bryan to come in.
No, that's 2015.
No. Because Daniel Bryan was in the 2015 Rumble, he got eliminated, like, unceremoniously, and that's when
Oh,
he turned
Batista.
on it. Yep.
Batista.
He wasn't even in the 2014 Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batista. Damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Best wrestler turned actor.
Sure.
As far as character, like actually acting.
Skills, yeah.
Well, like, what we're talking about, like, at the end of the day, bottom line.
Well,
what
yeah,
is it?
it's The Rock.
Yeah, in terms of money.
It's my dad.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's your dad.
My
and,
dad's better than
and
everybody.
then John Cena.
Yeah.
And then John Cena.
But as far as skill, Knock at the Cabin trumps any role either of those guys have played.
Sure. Ooh, I can do the women's ones, too.
Oh, yeah. That started in
Rhea Ripley won
2018.
last year.
2018, yes.
2018.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it was the, I'll keep it out.
I know. I'm excited to
All
get
right,
there,
so
too.
2016. Oh, sorry, 2015. We're on
2015, that's Roman Reigns. That's when The Rock came out, lifted him hands, and he's like, look around. Why does nobody like my dog cousin?
Yeah.
I saw that from Adam Blonde. Yeah. 2016 Triple H. 2017 Randy Orton again.
Yep.
Has that shitty match with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania where they put the
Sure.
worms on the mat.
Fucking did.
Jesus.
Is that the one where Bray Wyatt had that really fucking cool entrance, though?
No. That's not till way later.
Okay.
Um,
I saw that came out the other day.
yeah.
Fuck, I wish I
So
would've
that was
watched more.
2017. 2018 now. They were first men's and women's. You have the all Japanese winners.
Yep.
Shinsuke Nakamura for the men's. Asuka for the women's.
Mm-hmm.
2019 married couple wins. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins in 2019.
Yep.
2020. Drew.
Yep, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, just directly into the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's Wrestle Big Show in the real main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah. And for the women's.
Charlotte Flair. She
Yep.
went to go. She got
NXT
she fought Rhea
title.
Ripley for the first
Yep.
time for the NXT Women's title. Jesus. All right, 2021. 2021.
At the or not, they're like Thunderdome. Rumble.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Edge and Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
And then 2022, the MMA sons of bitches and daughters of bitches, Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar again.
And, oh boy, 3 times main event in WrestleMania, Brock vs. Roman.
They did it in, 31, 34, and then 38.
Yeah.
So they spread it up a little bit.
A little bit.
Not enough. But
even Austin and Rock didn't main event 3 times. They made it twice.
They made it twice, 15
one.
and 17,
Yeah.
and then 19, where it was like, all right, last time.
Yeah.
So 2022, that was those two, and then 2023, Rhea and Cody.
And then 2024.
I forgot we had this one, Cody and Bayley.
Look at that, beginning to end.
I'm not mad about Bailey winning. I wanted Becky, but I like Bailey winning.
I mean, she'll win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Bayley had never won a Royal Rumble.
Right,
Becky
right.
has won.
Yeah.
And so, she can always say she had never won the NXT title.
I'm also
until
just
this
a big
past year.
Becky and Seth guy.
Yeah. Fuck
He's
Seth.
mad at Seth because Seth said
He tweeted something
fuck
one time,
football
goes,
or
fuck
something.
football. Or I don't like football. And I think it's just because his team was losing, but that's too close to the edge, dude.
I like him. He used to be in metalcore bands and shit. And I'm like,
I remember
That's
watching
my
him
guy.
live on the Indies, and we used to make fun of him because his heights were always just
oh yeah,
to right love on her arms,
Uh-huh.
real
yeah. Oh for
screamos
sure.
type shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking dork like me.
Yeah.
Except he can wrestle, and I'm.
Who'd you like more in the Indies that you saw? And I know that's not all encompassing potentially, but who'd you like more in the Indies that you got to the big time and or vice versa, who you didn't like as much in the Indies and then liked better in the AEW or WWE or whatever it was, if you have that.
I will say, Tyler Black, now Seth Rollins on the Indies. I acknowledged he was a good wrestler, but he didn't really have any personality, and I didn't get the hype around him.
Yeah.
And then once he got to FCW and then NXT, I'm just then kind of you're a good wrestler, but you're just bland as shit. In the Shield, it was okay, you can be a silent killer type dude. This is cool. Then we came
The Architect,
and then that run he did, I'm okay, you're maybe one of the best workers in the world right now, and you got the character to go with it as well.
He's probably got the greatest WrestleMania moment of all time when he catches in Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it happened so quick where he immediately, what does he get? F5? Or no, he gets speared.
He runs in, he curb stomps Roman, he goes to curb stomp, what's his nuts?
Brock.
Gets lifted up for he does curb stomp him. Goes
Lifted up for the F5.
Yeah. And then
Brock gets speared, drops Seth, and then...
And Seth curb stomps Roman again.
Yes.
And then pins him while saying, thank you so much.
Because Roman Reigns is famous. Everybody was mad.
Yep.
And he you can see him kind of bent down into his face or next to his ear.
Yeah.
And then he goes up there and spins around and almost passes out.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of people who got worse.
Yeah. Maybe not worse, but you just didn't like him.
It's not an indie, but Nakamura in New Japan was the coolest motherfucker alive.
I've never gotten Nakamura because I've only known him in WWE.
And that's WWE is his retirement plan.
Because he's making cash.
If you watch him in his New Japan run, oh my god, dude, there was this one Wrestle Kingdom where he came out with a full harem of women. They had they set up a shitload of stripper poles and just a bunch of stand-up women doing lap dances and pole dances around him, and he just comes out and is just doing a little dance with one of them. This is the coolest motherfucker alive.
Jesus.
One year he comes out a giant crown and a giant cape as the king of Storm style. He's just so amused. He's just playing with his
I fucking love it.
He's so fucking
I
cool.
like the idea of him, and maybe in New Japan it's actually
and it was
realized.
also cool because people were into all the stuff he did. People never popped at the right time in America for some reason for him. But when he does his little bend backwards in the ropes, everyone will just go yow. And then when he does his little foot in their throat and then shake, everyone just loses their mind in Japan. And also his version of the Kinshasa he does in America is way safer than the version he did in Japan.
Yeah.
Which I get, because his version was imagine a Shining Wizard where there was no artistry to it. He's just putting his knee through your face.
Jesus.
Fucking
I love a good Shining Wizard, dude.
Dude,
Tegan, that's the only reason I like Tegan Knox.
Yes. Dude, watch, I think it was Wrestle Kingdom 10, I want to say. It was Nakamura versus Kota Ibushi. Bro, that match, it was just who could murder the other person
Yeah.
the hardest. And that was the birth of Murder Ibushi, where he just starts like getting up in no cell and then just starts like straight punching people in the face.
Just got Goldberg on somebody.
And like I've had conversations with him multiple times where it's like I love the idea of Japanese wrestling. It's like, you know how we're gonna make it look like we're hurting each other?
We're gonna hurt each other. And then that one time they made that girl squirt.
That's pretty crazy.
What?
He sends me this video. I don't know what social media app you sent this.
I think it was on Reddit.
Okay, that only makes sense.
Yeah.
But like basically, this guy rolls out of the ring and there's this girl already spread out for some reason, and he just goes one quick little DJ twist and
It's fucking. I'm like, where's that indie promotion? I would go watch it.
I want to go to Japan just to see, like, not
front row.
it's sexual. I just want to see
That sounds like DDT, but that
Yeah.
seems like
DDT.
More
They
than
do crazy,
DDT.
weird
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
oh, another one, little controversial. El Generico, when he was on the Indies, was one of my favorite wrestlers of all. Like he's
Yeah.
another like top 5 favorite
You know,
wrestlers
he's
of all time.
out helping orphans now, El Generico.
Yeah, exactly.
A guy he taught,
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Oh, yeah.
He taught him.
Yeah. So,
That's his whole moveset. Like, he's like a perfect
yeah.
student.
So Sami Zayn, when he first came in, I was just like, man, he reminds me a lot of Generico, but he's just not quite Generico.
Right,
I wish
right.
they could have just hired Generico instead of this
Might as
guy.
well have just hired Generico straight
I'm
up.
very happy for this guy. I want him to make a comfortable living. I don't understand why they couldn't have just done Generico, but hey, whatever.
I think
I'll
it was
give
more.
it a chance.
I think it was more
And-
Generico's heart, where he's like,
Yes.
"I'm gonna go help out the orphans."
And I'll say this, over time, I'm like, I think Sami Zayn is better than Generico. Because, like, his chase for the title in NXT, and then feud with, like,
Immediately.
and then his match with Nakamura, Nakamura's first match in,
And Dallas take over Dallas.
amazing. They kind of squandered him for a long time.
Yeah.
He turns heel. He's doing some good shit again. He comes back as that Knoxville match at Mania that had
Yeah.
no right being as fun as it was.
Dude.
And then when he like single-handedly brings the Bloodline story back to prominence,
The
you
tag team
sail
title
shit.
matches.
Yes, you were so good at your job. They had a tag
Here's
team
3
main
more
event
people.
for the first time since the first WrestleMania.
Dude,
Fucking
Dude.
wild.
crazy. Sami Zayn's fantastic. I interviewed Gunther.
Yeah, he did on the radio.
This is like immediately, right before Night of Champions.
Yeah,
So he's
absolutely
going
did.
against Mustafa Ali, and I talked about that. And I'm sitting there asking him, like, why do you hit so hard, basically? And he goes, I mean, I just love Japanese wrestling. And ever since then, that's why I got into Mitsuharu Misawa,
Oh,
which
yeah.
immediately jumped in my top 10 favorite pro wrestlers. Like, dude, it's just why I want to get into Japanese pro wrestling. When we were at these dumbass shows that we were just showing you, there's a couple of guys like, you should wrestle. And I was like, nah, dude, I couldn't. I don't want to because I want to do it the Japanese way, and that hurts.
Yeah, Misawa died in the ring.
Dude, 09, only 46 years
Wow.
old.
Yeah, that was the
Crazy.
day after my birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
It is wild, like, how long those guys will go. Like, you would
They
think.
never stop.
It's insane.
They like Ric Flair wrestled 2 years ago.
Ric Flair.
And
he was-
almost died.
Ric
he
Flair's-
bled.
Yeah. He's doing shit with AEW now.
And he's like, I want to hit the ring at 218. He's like, if you do that, Rick, you'll die. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyway.
He doesn't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Jet flying. Kiss stealing.
My daughter had her breast reduction. I don't know.
Dude, the video of him walking out of Kill Tony still gets me every time.
Oh, man.
Just trash. Just
And he's like, you're not going to make fun of that. That's too far. I'm leaving. And Tony's like, no.
Fuck this. I'm showing my dick to a flight attendant.
oh my god, yeah. Plane ride from hell. Oh,
Call Pan Am, book me a flight now.
Oh my god. Crazy. Did you like the Iron Claw?
It was for me only because I know the actual story. Like I saw
Right.
the Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right.
And the
I
whole
watched
time,
that night.
yeah, and the whole time watching it, I'm just like, as brutal of a story as this is, they're sugarcoating it for this movie.
Yeah,
And
for
so
sure.
It's
There was another brother that committed suicide
Yeah.
that they completely removed
for time.
and for storytelling, it's redundant at this
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
Your life is so tragic. Hollywood's like, this is
Let's just say
repetitive.
one event from your life and pull
Like,
it out just to make sure.
Which
it's not the
brother
same
was your
thing.
least favorite?
And it's not even
Yeah.
the least favorite. last one in, first one out.
Yeah, your tragedy is ruining the pacing of this.
Well, the guy that lost his foot, that's better for the story, so we're going to keep him for sure.
And also, that Ric Flair was genuinely...
I was so upset.
Dude, my wife, wasn't interested in seeing the movie, so I went with her. And she's, familiar enough to know.
Yeah.
I was just burying my face in her chest as this was happening.
Nice.
And just muffling a scream.
Oh, I was so mad.
Here's the thing. It's like, you don't look like him. Whatever. That can be forgiven well enough. It's also the worst impression I've ever seen.
Bad.
And I don't know if it's because it's like, well, everyone knows. I'm going to take my own spin on Ric Flair.
Right.
Yeah.
No, don't.
You can't do that with Ric Flair.
The thing,
Whether Harley Race was great.
The Harley Race
was
great.
fun. Like, he was a fat guy, just like, I'm gonna fucking win.
And he was just
That was
an
a lot of fun.
asshole, just like Harley Race.
What I told him leaving the movie was like, if you're gonna have a guy that already doesn't look like Ric Flair, may not sound like him or whatever it is, just let MJF.
And that's what, yeah.
Just throw the wig on him, tell him to do MJF, but in a Ric Flair way.
Yeah.
And I think people like us would have loved it so much more because I'm like, I can see the connection of the top champion rich guy connected with the 45, 50 years ago version of that.
Yeah.
And so, if you had just done that and he was barely in it, you might as well capitalize, and they didn't.
Also, the acting I thought was all very good.
Yeah.
Maybe, it looked really good. But from a storytelling perspective, it was just, I just kept getting taken out of the movie and seeing the nuts and bolts of it.
I saw Zac Efron too much.
A little bit, yeah.
For me, that was just me, though.
Because also, he's maybe the most stunningly handsome man alive.
For sure. Even after he fucked his jaw up.
Yeah.
Steroids.
But whereas when you see the actual Kevin Von Erich, you're like, that is a fucking goober.
Yeah. They were
all kind of
They were rough.
Yeah. Everybody but Carrie, and I think the youngest one, Carrie and the youngest one.
Carrie was a little
weird looking, but I'm a big Jeremy Allen White guy.
I love Jeremy Allen White. But Jeremy Allen White's not
He's shortish.
He's short and he's got a weird face, but it's also attractive.
He looks like our friend Goose.
Yeah.
He does look like Goose.
You've never known this?
But the other thing, I have a huge pet peeve in any movie when I see the expository and I'm like, there's a better way you could have given me this information.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at the very beginning of the movie, when all the brothers are around, they sit down and the father says, all right, as you all know, I never got the championship. I want the championship into this. You're wrestling for the championship tonight. I'm like, why are you having this conversation? They all know this. You also have wrestling announcers in the movie.
Yeah.
They could have
be as obvious
told
with
the
that
story to the audience, but also us, the viewers, who don't know, and have to feel more organic. Because every time the father was on screen, he was just like an expository factory. He's like, here's some backstory that you should already know, but I'm saying out loud for the audience.
Right. What I liked about at least that scene at the breakfast table was, I think it was just a vehicle for the actual joke of he power ranks these kids.
Yeah, Carrie's my favorite.
We got to get this championship. Who's gonna get it? Carrie's my favorite. This, and it's and that was real. Or Kevin said it in the doc or whatever. And so I like the vehicle for that, and so it made sense for me in that point. But I get what you're saying. In other parts, after the first kid dies, all right, David's gone. What are we doing next? I was we get that David's gone, and the story has to continue because we're only 20 minutes in or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so I understand what you're saying, but also I like that very first instance of it.
There's also the thing of there's so many other stories that they could have put in the movie that I thought were amazing that they left out.
Yeah.
Do you remember the story of when all of his brothers were dead and Kevin went to the gun store because he either wanted to be killed or get arrested?
Yeah.
They just said, "We love you, Kevin," and then he just hugged them and decided to live. That's the most powerful shit in the world.
I don't think they made it feel like the Von Erich brothers were who the fuck they were.
And that's another big part of it as well.
And I get that they were wrestlers and people were coming to the shows, but even the way those scenes are shot, it doesn't feel like it's this big thing that it's supposed to be.
It doesn't feel like the Von Erich show.
Exactly. And so for me, it was still very good, well acted. Fucking cried like a biatch.
She had to get that dress out the second time.
I can't wear the same one. Cried like a bitch. The part where Carrie dies at the end and he rows the boat all the way to the brothers, and then the part where I thought it was.
Oh, that shit was so goddamn funny.
So they're having the match right after David dies, the tribute to him or whatever at the big ass stadium. I can't remember exactly what it was called.
Wasn't it? it was carrying Ric Flair, right?
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
the title.
Yeah.
He wins the title for like 18
Yeah.
days, and
Yeah.
they include that kind of, but not really. They put the motorcycle accident immediately after he wins the title.
Yeah.
Timeline's not there, but again,
Yeah.
if they're gonna eliminate a brother, they're gonna fuck up that timeline.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the
mom's sitting in the living room.
mom's sitting in the living room
watching.
because she stayed back at home, and so there's like a brother sitting on the steps. I'm thinking it's Mike Von Erich, the one that didn't want to wrestle, and I'm just sitting there, and then she turns and he's gone. I was like, ooh, he's fast.
And I lean over. I go, it was a ghost.
I go, it was a ghost of who? David, the one that just died. Ah! So I have my little dumb shits like that.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit! It's 6
Yeah, we
o'clock.
gotta-
We got a
We gotta get
show
moving.
to get to.
I'm
everyone.
just hanging out.
It was nice hanging out with you.
We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, we appreciate it a lot.
Social media, just
Yeah,
real
where
quick.
can people find you?
Yeah, just at Nat Baimel.
Baimel. I'm gonna say that tonight for
Baimel.
the first time in the whole
On-
weekend.
On every
Wait, hold on.
platform.
You've been saying it the first 2
I've been
days?
saying Baimel.
Like I said,
Oh.
I don't correct people unless I'm recording something.
See, I remember from Thursday, and I wasn't there last
Yeah.
night, but that's funny.
Because that's what Steve told me on the phone.
Fucking, why'd you trust Steve? I would have said it wrong
I
just
don't
'cause
know.
Steve said it right.
Steve's an adult. Like
Yeah, he owns a bar.
I'm like getting into the next level of adult. I'm almost 30. So like that's another level. I'm
You're
still
also divorced with a house. You're more of an adult than I am.
Yeah. I have divorced.
I like how your next step of adulthood is divorce.
Or house.
Or house.
Or
Or house. Or house. Or
I mean, it could be either
Or
or.
house.
Both is pretty cool though.
I mean, at some point we're growing up,
But
but
at the same time, like 18-year-olds in Utah are married.
That's
not
true.
that
That's true.
impressive.
To like 6 ladies too.
But you have equity.
Yeah, I do have equity.
all right.
I don't know
So
what that means.
at
Me either.
At Nick Baimel, B-A-
Nat, not Nate. Nat.
Nat. Fuck.
Dude, my brain's been doing that all week, and I have to
Damn it.
constantly tell myself it's not Nate because I know so many Nates, and it's just a natural name.
My bad. Nat.
Nat.
Nat the natural.
Nat the
Natty Ice.
natural.
Natty Ice.
Natty Ice.
Yeah.
The nature boy, Nat Baimel.
Yeah, so just find me at Nat Baimel everywhere. Also, I've got 2 albums out on every streaming platform. I like them a lot. I think you will too.
I've watched him all weekend. I think he's funny as fuck, so
You just
I'm going to
have
listen
fun
to his
with him
albums
for
this week while I'm at work, too.
An hour
So,
and 46 minutes.
yeah.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been That Checks Out.
God bless you.
God keep you
We.
out. I don't have any drink in there.